sit there, look at the people back there, and go, hi, can you see us? So actually everybody's wound up today for a simple reason. And this is Old Kim.
And this is not a spring chicken. Today we're going to be talking about
Our plans. We actually right now we're planning to go do the royal wedding in England.
I know, we are so excited. Now, one of the things that we're finding out is, well, let's just say should this surprise you, there's a lot of parties leading up to the wedding.
Yeah, that's our intention. We're trying to explain a little bit of the logistics with the royal wedding. There's only going to be so many main organizations that are going to be allowed to cover it because of limitation of space. They're going to be like two British, one European Union, and maybe 3 from the rest of the world.
And they have one pool feed.
And one pool feed. And basically then it's every man for himself on coverage. So what we've decided to do is to cover it from the outside, which is we're going to do all the parties we can. All the parties that we can get into building around the royal wedding, including the Trafalgar Square party, which is the 23rd of April. I mean, we're really running short. This is the 6th of April, 7th? Wait a minute, it's the 7th. It's the 7th of April, isn't it?
That is!
7th of April. Like we got to get our rear in gear, folks. I mean, because we got to get more equipment.
Yes.
And we've got to have, all of this has got to be done, and one of the things that we're planning to do, we're going to be supplying, feed material for websites and for local TV stations that might want it. That are basically, like I said, we've already talked to some of the people in Europe, in England, and we know who the people to talk to about getting interviews about, the history of the royal weddings, maybe the royal collections, a few little things like that thrown in. So that, the stations, if you want to, you've got a website, and you want to, get some stuff, I mean, we'll have it available for you to download to put on your site. We're going to be going as live as we can get. We're going to be going live. We're still working on that.
We're shooting for 2D as well as 3D.
2D, everything will be in 2D and 3D. We'll have 2 separate, what we're going to be doing, we're going to have 2 separate feeds. People who want it in 2D can have it in 2D, people who want it in 3D can have it in 3D, or you can do both. It's going to be a lot of work for us, which means nobody's going to get any sleep. So nobody's going to get any sleep. But, we think it's going to be a lot of fun, but it's going to be something totally different because basically this will be the first internet carried royal function like this ever. And it's been a real pain in the butt trying to get what press protocol is over there.
Yeah, it has been.
I mean, I've been running around like a chicken with its head cut off for a week trying to find out what can we do and not do over in England, because it's not the United States. I mean, that's the whole trick, and it's just, it's basically, can you just walk up to people and ask them questions in England like you can in the United States? No, not entirely that way, because in England, like in Canada, they have a set of laws that basically, if you say the wrong things, they can kick your rear end out of the country. So you ask what the proper press protocol is, and basically I went from here and I went from there, and nobody went.
We're still waiting.
And we're still waiting so we can find it out, but we're in the go stage, so, but it's just like, we're going to have a page up on our website where people can go for information if you want to contact Joyce Chan. She's the, one is Chinese and the other is Asian.
Chinese is Asian.
No, I actually Japanese, so I don't get much sleep. Okay, here's the problem is, they're 7.5 hours ahead of us. So we're doing stuff, like at about midnight, they're starting to come in, and you're doing that stuff, and she's a good little girl. She's going to bed, but she's leaving all that stuff to me. But she's actually going to talk to people over at Buckingham Palace and the King's and the Prince's Palace and all that stuff very shortly.
Yeah.
I know, she's going to have fun. We've got to remember she's not supposed to be giggling all about asking about doing interviews. So, it's just, she's all really wound up about it.
I am very, very wound up about it because we're making all these plans and all these, well, let's just say, I mean, this is different. I mean, we're used to LA.
Yeah, we're
used to LA, we're used to Vegas, we're very comfortable, we know the ins and outs, we know the ins and outs and, all the proper protocol. England, different country, different story.
You don't want to walk all over their things. I mean, For instance, I mean, we're welcome to cover the royal wedding, you know, and them coming out, but the problem is that like you're gonna have to stand there for 2 days or hire somebody to take your spot, you know, but it's just not worth it because we will, you know, actually what we're doing is, what we haven't done before is we're looking at getting a transceiver to pick up the pool feed.
Mm-hmm.
And then that pool feed will feed off of our website so people can see what's going on, you know, so it's, you know, because I mean, we assume that YouTube is going to have live coverage of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll, you know, because we do off of YouTube, we're also doing off of live stream, and I don't know, maybe going just TV or something.
Just in TV.
Just in TV, which actually we gotta turn that on and see if it works. We're also working on trying to, we have to have, to make things work, we gotta have good internet, and I don't know what the internet is really like.
Well, yeah, those are some of the challenges that we're trying to figure out right now. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us. But part of it is we'd love to know, you know, so we have an idea of which outlets would love to pick this up.
Yeah, you know, just let us know. Like I said, we're gonna have tonight I'll have a thing up on the website, you know, I'm gonna have a deal on the front page, and we're gonna remove the thing plugging the, you know, the one contest, that was a Panasonic contest or JVC, and whichever contest, I don't remember. Well, I'll take that off, and on the front page, we'll probably, you know, I'm gonna put up a thing where people can contact us about stuff that they wanna do. I mean, like if this is a simple thing too. This is for the people. I mean, we wanna know what you want us to ask the British people about the royal wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Because it helps out a lot.
Well, and this is supposed to be a commoner's wedding.
It's commoners'
It's
wedding. Yeah, and we're sort of common. You know, actually we're not as much common as you want to think, because as we play around, this is the Lady J for real. And I got a sort of a little prince, you know, yeah, sort of a little one. I mean, and a little baron thrown in, a little bit of duke, and a lord.
But you're used to seeing us.
Yeah, and you'll be probably seeing, you know, maybe 1 to 2 others, because we really don't know what we're doing in England, and we're going to have to get people that are going to have to, basically somebody's going to haul us around, and he or she will be on camera a lot too, explaining things, because we're going to end up with like a tour guide, you know, to tell us about the history of everything, and somebody else to make certain that we get to where we're supposed to be going, because we're actually picking up, actually I'm figuring 4 more cameras. Yeah, we're going to end up with 2 of the baby 3D cameras, a big Sony camera, and she doesn't know this one yet, but she's going to probably go really crazy. The full-blown DSL with the sound.
Ooh.
Yeah. She's been wanting that one.
Ooh.
With the full-blown wide-angle lens.
Ooh.
Yeah, I knew that would get her turned on, because we need that one, because we have a camera, and well, we have a DSL now that's a baby one, but you can't hear the sound off of it. We need the one that you can hear the sound, which is basically a bigger, more expensive model, but she wants that one. She drools over it when she sees it, so, and we're going to have a bigger, we got the computer that they're sitting over, they're looking at right now, not us, but they are, is going to be, it's the biggest god-awful laptop you've ever seen. We're getting a bigger one, because I'm afraid of losing that one. That's got all of my editing, all software on it, but the new one's going to be bigger, faster, and with the newer software on it. So, you know, also figure if I damage that or lose it, we're not in bad shape, because the other software still exists here. So, but like I said, there's a lot of things we don't know. We don't know we know that the United States government doesn't want you taking lithium batteries on airplanes anymore. And I know
They don't?
No.
How are we going to do our rechargeables?
Well, the Europeans aren't as strict as the Americans are on lithium batteries. And we're probably going to have to pick up some stuff there. I mean, I can't picture us hauling our tripods over. But it's England, for God's sake. They have motion picture industry there. So
I know.
I think we should be able to pick up some tripods there without hauling them in containers.
Pullman Photo's a European company. Why don't we just have it shipped to the hotel?
We could have everything shipped, but then if it doesn't show up, we're screwed.
I know.
Then we end up having to buy. So, but we're going to end up. it's gonna be a very god-awful expensive thing for us to do. And then, that's gonna be followed, we're gonna do basically the same sort of thing about 10 days, actually 8 days later. 8 days later, we're back in Europe for the Cannes Film Festival. Right now, we're waiting on seeing whether we have direct approval to cover the events, so we're going to be doing once again this, which is covering the Cannes Film Festival on the street, which is just as much fun. I've been to the Cannes Film Festival quite a few times. Yeah, and you know, I remember like you know, when a young actress, you know, named Stephanie Lee G used to parade up and down the street stark naked, you know, that on the beach, and then we get lots of photography, so, you know, maybe people out there remember Stephanie. She used to be a model, and then she went to Las Vegas and semi-retired, so, but we're gonna be doing a lot of that. You know, like I said, if we can't get in directly, we'll be in there directly. We're gonna be there indirectly on, you know, covering parties and everything that we can get ourselves into, so, you know, so it's going to be, you know, and then on top of that, we've got NAB this week, and we have the Long Beach Grand Prix. You know, you guys don't watch their stuff. We're putting it up because, I mean, it's really unique coverage from the, I mean, we got the first accident that nobody's paying any attention to.
Well, they didn't know there was an accident. It was with Tito Ortiz.
Yeah, and the gentleman,
I can't pronounce it.
Dijon? He's a Frenchman, I
He's
think.
a Frenchman. It's like D-J-I-M-O-N.
Yeah, Dijon. But he got 2 Academy Award nominations, one for The Gladiator and the other one for In America. The guy is, you know, okay, put it this way. How many black Americans even have 1 Academy Award nomination? This guy's got 2. And he looks big enough, like it's, you know, like one guy over there, and one of them, actually, one of the drivers was watching the fun going on after they had the accident. They were doing like sort of like this fake fight, and one of the little drivers, the pro driver, said, you know, the guy looks like he's big enough to go hunting a bear with a switch, and they're acting like they're fighting. So, a big guy. Remember, he was the I think the black gladiator in maybe the gladiator trainer or something in the movie Gladiator with Russell Crowe. So big. I mean, he's a big guy. I mean, so. You know, but like a little kid out there too with his cars. But so we put up a piece on the selection of the cars, which most of the people didn't know what they were going to do, which is they practiced in the cars and then had to select new ones.
I know. Can you believe that? I was really surprised about that one.
Because I do know that was it Michael Tuccolo? Tuco was in love with his car. He's just sitting there, you know, doing everything but kissing it, and then they changed his car. We got a nice interview with him, and got a nice interview with Frankie Muniz, which basically is very simple. The interview is going to be called "Make It Through the First Turn," which is probably one of the most important things that he's ever said in his life. He gave the gentleman gave it a lot of thought when he said that. You know, because we asked him, "What's the question that you've never been asked about racing that you have an answer for?" And he really sat there and gave it thought, and he said, "Make it through the first turn." And so we're doing a lot. We're really wrapped up in a lot, and we could even do more. But we're little guys, folks, and we're really stretching ourselves thin because, as they say, we're a little bit short on what we need at the moment for everything. And we're not advertiser supported, as you might guess. We're sort of you know, this is how we support things. You know, you see right there. You know, so money is something we generally don't get, not in bulk amounts like that. So we're like most internet people. We feed off of everything that we can, you know, off of other income. But we want to do something different. And you know, if you have, this is another thing. If you have any suggestions for us to do at the not only at the royal wedding, where we're going to be going, there's 200 parties scheduled, and we are going to try to go to as many parties as we can, and we're going to see if we can actually cover the royal wedding itself from like an English pub or something. Go set up the cameras in a pub and just watch the thing on the screen like everybody else in the room. So and then we go to Cannes. You know, like what would you like us to do at the Cannes Film Festival? I know a lot of you expect to see her in swimsuits out there. Yeah, so yeah.
It'll be that time of year.
It'll be that time of year. The weather's nice and over there. That's why the girls go running around frolicking and this stuff. So, you know, it'll probably be the first time that interviews have ever been done of stars in swimsuits. where the stars have been in swimsuits, but how many interviews have ever done by him, so, but,
Oh, no, that would be cool.
yeah, so once, the advertising opportunities will be the same there as they are in the other thing, we'll once again set up a